You.
Oh, okay.
All right. A message which may make some sense later. No promises from us. For your daughter, and perhaps even for you, is kitchen, bread, and soup. A familiar setting and a familial setting. Hearth, hearth, hearth. The kitchen and the hearth. Some of the contacts and the connections in spiritual form that you are making have to do with strong connections in what you would call pastimes that revolved around the kitchen and the hearth, bread, and soup. The recreation of some of this familiarity may make you and her feel more at home, literally, with some of these spirit consciousnesses, and allow them to feel more at home with you. Understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shutting.
Hello, Bashar.
Hello.
This is my first time. I'm a little nervous.
Mine too. I'm not. You know why?
Why I'm nervous?
No, why I'm not.
Oh, no, I guess.
Because I am always excited to explore something new. Everything to me is the first time. Every time. I have never done this before. Ever. 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 And I always know that anything I discover will always add to the overall ecstasy and excitement that I choose to experience in my life. Can be the same for you if you wish.
Good.
Anything you say will come out exactly as it needs to. Share.
I wanted to ask you about a physical problem I have been having.
All right.
There seems to be more awareness as I come through it.
Speak up, be bold.
And
Share so that all may share.
And on top of it, my mother has experienced some extreme physical health problems during this time, and also my husband. I wonder if there was...
My.
I mean, everyone is like falling apart.
No, all right. Maybe that's so you can pull yourself back together in another way.
Yes, but we feel an awakening of some
Yes,
type,
as I just said, so you can pull yourself back together in another way. Now, the assumption in this sense comes from an old habit in your society that assumes that in order to pull yourself together in the way you want to, you have to first destroy the original structure. You don't have to. You can transform it easily, effortlessly, lovingly, gently. You can transform it. Destructurization does not have to be destruction. You don't have to fall apart to simply disassemble the old idea and reassemble the new one. This simply comes from an old habit, an old assumption on the part of your family that you have to break into pieces in order to gather yourself back together. You don't have to break into so many pieces to analyze each and every one in that way. You can allow yourself to begin to function, to know you are a whole as you are. You are a whole as you are. Allow yourself simply to redefine the whole idea that you are, and any pieces you choose to continue to create yourself to be will then become a part of that whole and redefine themselves. You are energy, are you not?
Yes.
As energy, you are homogeneous, are you not?
Mm-hmm.
You are one idea, are you not?
Yes, but we're all Virgos, so we're picky. Except for...
So?
I mean, you're saying that we're analyzing everything and that we need to get past all the...
To some degree, on certain, what you would call, sub-levels of thought.
Mm-hmm.
The idea simply comes from the built-in assumptions that your society gives you, that you have to create a breaking down in order to build up. It is what may be called, if I may right now, the Phoenix syndrome in your society. That you actually have to reduce yourself to ashes in order to rise from them again.
So
You can simply transform, in that sense, more like what you would call the chimera rather than the phoenix. By recognizing the fire that exists within you now and allow the fire to transform you without consuming you.
So I didn't have to do all this at all, right?
No, you don't have to at all. If you can imagine the way you prefer to be and start acting like that person you imagine, then you will be that person and have that lifestyle and all that goes with it. If you simply assume that the person you would like to be requires some lengthy bridge to cross in order to get there, then you will spend time on the bridge and you may create it to be quite creaky. So allow yourself to melt into the person you wish to be now, rather than chipping away at yourself in order to become that new idea. Understand?
Yes.
Does that assist you?
Yes, very much so.
Pleasant dreams.
Thank you.
Energy. Blue, blue, blue. 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 And green. And warmth, and warmth, and red. Shooting!
Hello.
Hello.
When I was 7.5, I used to have these dreams about somebody coming into my house and trying to kill me and my mother. He'd have a knife and he'd
Yes.
throw it and I'd catch it when he tried to throw it at my mother.
Yes.
And then we'd stand there for about 3 minutes and then I'd throw it back
Yes.
and would hit him in the arm. So, then he'd, be in pain and call me all these nasty words.
All right.
And we'd go at the table and we'd sit down and talk.
Yes.
And I knew he would try to kill my mother again. So, I was telling my mother, watch out, watch out, watch out. And then he threw the knife at her again.
Yes.
And then the cops came in the house. And I told them, that he was trying to kill us. And they took me away.
Yes.
Okay. Now, during this time, my father was on drugs and had an alcohol problem.
All right.
And he had gone to jail for robbing a store
Yes.
and doing all these other things. What sort of relation does this have to do?
Thank you. First of all, some of it is simply symbolically playing out some of the ideas of what you call the familiar pleasures that you have grown up with regard to the symbology of your father, but also literally. The idea is that you were doing an instant replay from what you would call a past life, wherein that individual, what you call the murderer in that way, was the individual who is now your father. And you're simply replaying that incident over and over again, and when you realize that you have taken control of the situation and tossed the knife back, that individual will always get back what they put out, you are in his life now again to teach him in a loving way the ideas he did not learn in the last life by committing the murder in that sense of you and your mother in the present life. The idea is that as you sat down at the table in your dream and talked about it, you both began to create some recognition that you could talk it out in your dream reality, and that you are talking it out in your dream reality, to allow him to recognize his own self-empowerment so he does not have to act as a powerless being in that way, who must, in that sense, try to dominate other individuals in physical reality. For all aggression in that sense, and all violence in that sense, and all perpetration in that sense, is the result of an individual usually believing that they are powerless to control and create the reality they desire. In killing you in that sense in the past life, and in agreeing to be together again, you have formed the family unit that can allow the individual to pass through all the phases of lack of empowerment, which is symbolized by what you call the drug and alcohol problem in that way, early on, and to learn to love the self and love all and know that they are in control of their life. You are working all these things out and have been working them out in your dream realities for quite some time. In that sense, the police taking you away is simply an indication that you are the creator of your reality, and you agree to be in the reality that you are in and be of assistance to that individual to allow them to learn what they need to learn to gain their self-empowerment back, loving that you are to have done this. It is one of the ways you can aid and assist an individual who perhaps created a negative reality in one life to aid and blend and balance and assist in their lives to recreate that blending for themselves, to do colloquially what you would call the balancing of their self-created karma. Are you understanding this?
Yeah, so that's why I had these every day until they stopped.
Yes.
For some reason that I don't know.
You have ironed out a lot of it. Now a lot of the momentum in that sense is up to him. You have, in that sense, done your part. Understand?
Yeah.
Unconditional love and the remembrance that you made an agreement to be with that individual, to be of service to them, will allow things to smooth out even more on all levels. All levels. Unconditional love. You are all eternal. You are all infinite. This is one play, one moment in an infinite series of manifestational realities that you call different lives. But this is the life in which you can allow all of you as a family to balance and blend that energy to love each other unconditionally. Understand?
Yeah.
Thank you for your